Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Secrets of the Lost Tomb, where we're playing the Pharaoh with the blue eyes. Yes, Azul Ahamit, and we've got to stop him taking over the world. Tomb has come back, the Lost Tomb. So every 113 years there's this green comet, the green-tailed comet comes along, and this lost tomb pops up on an island in the Bermuda Triangle, and it's back. So the Eternal Order of Perseus have sent 3 of their operatives. They've sent Heidi DuPont, James T. Temple, and they have sent Christopher St. George. And after many trials and tribulations, they've managed to arrive. Well, at least Heidi and James have. Chris is still at the plane, but he had to hang around because he got himself snake bit, probably by this guy, and he's been sorting himself out. But I'm sure he'll join the others shortly. So here we are for turn 2. So let's get straight into the adventure phase. And here we are in the adventure phase. Now our first player has moved. It's moved from Heidi to James. So we've got James all set up here, ready. Now this down here, the comic track, that's normally the first player marker, but obviously because I'm doing a video, it's just easier to put it down here. I've put sort of a red piece of paper on it just to let us know where the track is up to. Again, this is just for video purposes. This is perfectly fine, you know, just playing on a normal table, but on a video it's a bit difficult to see. Just to let you know, it's about 1/4 where Raz will come out. So that is where 6 is. It is a bit difficult to see on the video, so apologies for that. So I've just put a piece of red paper on there just to help us out. Okay, was there anything else? Oh yes, one other thing. I was right about rifles and the Tommy gun. Because it's a dexterity weapon, you do actually do that, and just to show that it's been exhausted when you use it during a turn. But it's only dexterity weapons. So the Tommy gun, as I was pointing out last turn, we didn't have to roll for upkeep because nobody had used it yet. But that is just for dexterity weapons, and you know that because they've got this little green symbol on them. Right, I don't think there was anything else, so let's crack on with turn 2. So we will flick one of these actions round, and it is James to go. So what's he going to do first? Well, let's get exploring. If we don't get exploring, we are not going to find any of these artifacts, are we, that we need? So he's going to explore. Now, the only places that have got doorways that we can go through have got these little comet symbols here. Don't know if you can see them. Just little 3 green-tailed comet. And that means it's an open doorway. So what he's going to do is he's going to go up here to Catweazle's Hall. Oh, just to mention, he does have a movement of 3. So each tile counts as 1 move. So he's moved 1 here. And then he's just going to go here. So once you are exploring, which means like you go through an open door and we have to pull a tile, that's the end of his movement. So let's get the tile off the top. So we are allowed to put this tile down because it's got level 1 on it, so we'll flick it over and let's see what we've got. We have got the Corsair's Cache. Ooh, very nice. That little skull thing going on, that's very clever. So, and it's looks like a normal tile. No, it's red. It has got a slight red tinge to it, and we've got a misadventure. So we've got to look at all the things on it. There is only one way in. It only has 1 3-tailed comet on it. So this, it'll have to go that way. The 2 comet tails will have to meet. There is nothing else in here except for there is a misadventure symbol there. So let's place it. We've put it there. So he is in Corsair's Cache. Now what we have to do is we have to pick a story card. These are the story cards, as you can see. There are many of them, very many. Now, because they're two-sided, we've put this on the front, but what I'll do is we'll just take that away. We'll give it a quick shuffle. We'll give it a single shuffle this time and a cut, and then in future we'll just take them all off the back. So there we go. Put that on the front. Our first card is here. We'll put that down there. Return these to the nail varnish holder. Now, this side is obviously adventure, which is the compass symbol, but we want the skull and crossbones symbol. So this is bad news. Misadventure. In the centre of the room, you come upon a pool of water which seems out of place. Seconds later, a powerful geyser shoots from the pool. When it calms, you recognise the Greek god Poseidon standing before you. Well, that's pretty good, isn't it, in the first room? He beckons you to approach, so you've got to test knowledge. I don't think knowledge is his strongest suit. Let's check his knowledge. His knowledge is 2. Now, not only is his knowledge 2, there wasn't a number on here. It just said test knowledge. If there isn't a number with the symbol, that just means you need 1 success. So we've got a single success required. Is anything else going to help him? Let's check. Mr. Barbarossa. No, he just helps on traps. He's got map of the tomb rooms. Well, we could have used it to get another tile actually. But I've already pulled that card, so we won't. So, yeah. Damn, I should have looked at that before. Let's just check his special abilities. Deadeye, that's a combat one. And Rifleman's a combat one. No, we're just going to have to roll. The other thing we're going to do, I'm not going to use these dice. They are perfectly fine, but as you saw at the end of last episode, they are difficult to see, especially, you know, if you start getting, you know, one of the special sides, like the critical side there, the critical 6. It's difficult to see. So I'll just go back to bog standard dice. So he's going to roll 2 dice, and we need a 5 or a 6. 2 6s. Catweazle just rocks, man. Fantastic. 2 successes. So let's go. So this is the pass here. He asks you questions about the sea and its inhabitants, and about your experiences in its oceans. Your answers seem to please him very much. Suddenly you are engulfed in water and washed away. Move to the landing of level 3 and +1 sort of treasure. Alright, we're down to level 3. Well, that's a quick way to get to level 3. Hang on, I shall dig that out. So this is what it... So I think that means the Mongols' Hall. You must explore the tomb to find your way here. It's the rope symbol. But I think that's it. We'll put that here. So basically he's just been washed all the way down to level 3. Is that a specific tile? See, I don't know this game well enough, unfortunately. Move to the landing of level 3. I think that is the Mongol Hall. Let me know if it isn't. Because it just says landing, doesn't it? It's not like a titled... Doesn't sound like the title of an actual tile. So I'm sure it's the Mongol Hall. So we get to draw a treasure as well. Well, not bad, not bad. So let's get the treasure deck around here somewhere. There it is. Right, so this is the treasure deck. We could do with something particularly funky. So let's go. That's obviously upside down. We do a cut. And let's see what he finds. He finds an M1A1 Flamethrower. That's not bad, is it? Another dexterity 2-handed weapon. +8, and it ignores armour. -2, however, on movement on a hit. +3 damage. So you only get the -2 movement when you actually hit something. If you are damaged by a creature, roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, you take 5 damage, and all creatures and adventurers in the room take 3 damage, then discard. So obviously if you get hit hard enough and you've got this, then you're in trouble. I don't fancy keeping this. It sounds like a ticking time bomb, to be honest, but that's what we found. So we will put that there. Right, so he's found a flamethrower and he's ended up on level 3. Well, at least it was a quick way to get to level 3. We will discard that here. And that is his... no, that was... for a single action, that was pretty funky. Right, so brilliant. Double sixes. Love it. Look at him. Okay, right, so that was his action. Next is Christopher St. George. And here we are with Christopher. What's Christopher going to do for his first action? Well, I think you can still use this baby here because he hasn't moved off this tile. We are going to use the trap. We're going to use an action for a trap. I think it doesn't say that you can't use it twice. So we're going to use that. Let me know if I can't use it twice, but I read the rules and I couldn't see anywhere that you couldn't. So we are going to put another trap token on here because I'm expecting this guy to move. And as I said last episode, I'd like to keep these 3 for the Silverback Ancient, if at all possible. So we'll put that there, and we're fully expecting, you know, with a bit of movement in the tomb phase, he's going to walk right into a trap. So that was very quick. For his action, he stayed behind at the seaplane to cover their retreat a little bit. That is it for Christopher. So next up, it is Heidi. And here we are with Heidi. Heidi's a little alarmed. She's heard a massive onrush of water, a slight wail from James, and James Whale, and and she's a bit worried. But we've got to crack on. She's got a job to do. So her and Lawrence, what are they going to do? Well, she's going to spend an action to start with, and I think she's going to explore as well. Let's get exploring. So she is going to go... What is her movement? Her movement's 3 as well. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. And she's going to explore in here. So let's get... Oh, the next tile is level 3. So we've got to discard that. We've got another level 3 tile. So that's got to go as well. And finally, we get a level 1. So we are allowed this one. It's got level 1 on it. What have we got? Eldorado. Ooh, an adventure. Oh, and we've actually got some writing here. We do this first. This is where the 3-tailed comet is. So again, it's another room that only has 1 entrance. So draw the top 2 items and discard 1. Ooh, fantastic. So let's pop this in anyway. So, brilliant. So we get the top 2 items. We have already shuffled this. So let's see which 2 we get to choose from. What's this? This is a strength icon. An enchanted blade, strength 2-handed. +3 combat, +1 to all checks. That's good. Succeeds on a 4, 5 or 6 in combat. Well, this could be very useful for her. So that is looking favourite. But let's see what the second one is. A tripwire. Boring. Trap. Action. Place this card in your current room with 3 trap tokens. When a creature moves into this room, it takes 2 damage and remove 1 of the trap tokens. When an adventurer walks into this room, you do a movement check. If you pass, you discard 1 of the trap tokens. If you fail, you roll 1d3. Take that much damage. Then remove the trap token. Well, you know, that could be useful, you know, if we were escaping from the tomb or something like that, or we wanted to keep a monster at bay. But I really do think that that enchanted blade is much better. So we'll discard this. Put those back. Discard that there. And we will take the enchanted blade. So, very nice. Very nice indeed. We'll put that with the Necronomicon. Now we've got to do the adventure. It's the adventure next. So story cards, we'll just take 1 from the back. And this time we are actually looking at the adventure side with the nice little compass. You see a glowing green ghost slime its way through the wall. Nice. Ghostbusters reference. It floats towards you, its full mouth sloshing with food. Everywhere it touches, it leaves a trail of green goopy slime, and it's moving straight for you. Knowledge, and we've got to get 2 successes. Now, knowledge is pretty good for Heidi, I believe. Yes, she's got 5. Have we got anything that'll help us? We get +1 on story checks, again with Sir Lawrence of Britain. That's on all the time. If we wanted to automatically succeed at this check, we'd just like start rotating him, yeah, like that. But we won't. We've got 5 knowledge anyway, and we're going to get +1, so that's 6. And we need 2 successes. Another thing we could do is we could spend some audacity. If we spent some audacity, then we would get 4 5s and 6s. But we won't. She's only got 2 audacity. We will definitely roll 6 of these dice though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 2 successes. We get 2 6s again. And that is enough. So, woohoo! We're on fire. We're on fire, baby. So, read the success. You find a high-tech backpack with some sort of nozzle hose attached. You grab it, throw it on and pull the trigger, trapping the ghost in a stream of energy. Out of instinct, you step on a pedal, pulling the ghost into a small box. You definitely aren't afraid of ghosts. +3 audacity. She only had 2, that's brilliant. And you gain the status effect of fearless. So we've had a little Ghostbusters moment there. Right, so +3 audacity, we use the dial. So she goes up to 5. That is fantastic. Let me dig fearless out. Again, these aren't different, so I can just pick any one of them when I find it. Got there in the end. Took me long enough to find it. Let's have a look. So, fearless, mental positive. You do not lose courage from creatures. Brilliant. So, whenever you have to battle a creature, you can lose courage, but this will stop that happening. Upkeep, roll a die. On a 1 you discard it. You may not re-roll. So she is now fearless. We'll put that up here as well. Oh, it's going a bit too well. Will we manage to keep it going? Let's get these all the same side. Okay, so that was her first action. Very good. We all seem to have done very well there. Right, so that is it for Heidi and her first action. That means we go back to James and his second action. So here we are with James. He's up there and he's on level 3 thanks to Poseidon. So what are we going to do? Well, there's not much he can do really apart from actually explore. So he's going to spend a single movement point. He's got 3, remember. He'll just move this way, and we have a tile with level 3 on it, top of the pile, as you can see. So we'll just flip it over. Ooh, what's this? The Ark portal. Again, we've got an adventure symbol, which is good. We don't want misadventure symbols. If you decide to spend an action, you can move your character to any explored room in the tomb. This is just so lucky. I cannot believe how lucky I am at games. This is really lucky. This means it's dead easy to get off the 3rd level. Nobody's going to believe this. But pulled it, the Ark portal, and, there was no way. You saw me shuffle for the Poseidon thing to get onto the 3rd level. There was no way I knew that was going to happen. And I've already rolled double 6s twice. Here we go. Right, Ark portal. So again, it's just one of those rooms that just has 1 entrance by the look of it. So get out of the way, James. So we can spend an action to move from there to go anywhere. So that is excellent for him on the 3rd level. He can be our 3rd level guy. We've got to do the adventure. So again, we pick off the back. and we get an adventure because of the compass. You see a man sitting in a chair wearing a red turban and counting some gold coins. He looks up and smiles. Ah, salam, and good evening, worthy friend. Come closer, it's Salah. And he's got another... Oh, we're having his knowledge checks. His knowledge is rubbish. Let's use... I think those were the 2 6s. So we'll use those. Again, obviously, I did remember this time. He could have got rid of that tile, but it's the arc portal. You know, just he can move any... He'll be able to get off the 3rd level really easily. He is not putting that back in the stack. So we will take this particular tile. So 2 of these, we've got to do a knowledge check. Is there any way he can affect his knowledge check? No, we checked last time, didn't we? Right. Oh, by the way, he has actually got a movement of 4. He gets plus 1. I've said he's had a movement of 3 a couple of times, haven't I? He's actually got 4 because he gets plus 1 because he's got a map of the tomb. Probably why he found the arc portal. Go on. That's 6. God, I'm good. God, I'm good. So he's passed. Getting lucky, getting lucky. The man shows you his wares. Would you like to purchase anything? If you wish, play 5 soul shards for 1 treasure. If you don't buy anything, the man attacks you. You point your weapon at his nose, making him whimper nasally and back off. Now, I think there's a way we could actually... God, I think there's a way we can actually pay 5 soul shards. But I'm not sure if we can do it. I'll just have to check. I think, for example, we could get rid of this flamethrower for 5 soul shards. But I know you can do that with the soulmonger. I don't know if you can do it with this guy. I'll just check. Won't be a minute. Hello everyone. Back again. It does specifically mention the soulmonger. I don't think this guy isn't the soulmonger, so I don't think I can do the same thing. If it was a soulmonger, I could sell this. But for soul shards, but he isn't the soulmonger. He's just a guy in a fez. So what we're going to have to do, it might be Doctor Who. And yes, it might be the 11th Doctor, but no, he wouldn't try and attack us. So basically, we make him back off with the flamethrower. So unfortunately, we didn't get anything for that. But as ever, just like Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror, nothing happening isn't bad. So we'll get rid of that. And we found the arc portal, and that's good enough in itself. So fantastic. That's it for James's second action. In fact, we better turn that round, otherwise I'll forget. Next up, it's Christopher St. George. And here we are with Christopher. Christopher is finally going to do some moving. So he's going to spend 1 action, but he's going to use the action that he can use on this large tile in order to move to the entrance. And that's what he is going to do, and that's going to be it for his turn. What I'm going to do now is just move this out of the way a bit. I need the space, but this is attached to that. Just remember that, but I'm going to put it off to one side. I'll focus on it again, you know, if we're moving monsters or anything, or we spawn anything on this particular tile, I'll come back and show that. But for the time being, let's just move it off to one side. Put it right in the corner there, and that will give us a bit of room up here for exploration purposes. That is it for Christopher St. George. That is it for... No, it isn't, because James is our first player, isn't it? So we've still got Heidi. Let's get Heidi and have a look at what she's doing. And here we are with Heidi. Now, just before Heidi starts, I did mention that I was going to go through the scenario, the Pharaoh with the blue eyes. What I was waiting for was one of the symbols that sort of kicks off one of the story elements of the Pharaoh with the blue eyes. We'll hold on just in case we get one. If we don't, just before I go into the tomb phase, I will go through exactly what the Pharaoh with the blue eyes, I'll go through in a bit more detail with it. But as it is, during the exploration, we may actually find something that will lead me nicely into the actual scenario itself. So we'll see how we go on. let's move everything across a tad. So it's just one of these games, you know, where it's going to get bigger and bigger, so I might have to move this around a little. Remember, this is level 3. This is still the first level. Right, what is Heidi going to do? She's going to explore. So she's going to come out of here. Remember, there were no exits apart from this one, which she came through. So she's going to go 1, 2, and she's going to explore the other side of the corridor. So hopefully that'll be out of the way. Let's move that across. Make it a little easier to see. Apologies. Yeah, we should be able to see that. Right, so we need a level 1 tile. And we have a level 1 tile on top of the stack. So let's have a look what we've got. And we've got Hero Summit. What the hell's that? Another adventure. And this one has got 2 doors, fortunately. So we're not going to be getting close to locking ourselves in. It's adjacent to the Hero's Landing, and we've got to place Hero's Landing. Right, that means I'm going to have to go through the whole stack, and there's loads of them. Right, I'll just place this on here then. We've got to place it so these green comet symbols match. We'll do it this way, like that. We'll put her there. We're going to have to do the adventure, but first of all, we've got to place Hero's Landing. So I'll go through the 60 or so tiles that I've got to go through. I could be a while. Hello. Bloody next to last it was. 20 minutes of my life I won't get back. I've had to shuffle them all again. Right, so here we go. We've got Hero's Landing. So it's adjacent to Hero's Summit. So we can place it any way we want. So let's just place it this way. So there we go. Let's move this a bit so we can see it. So, oh, let's have a look at we'll have a look at the tile. We haven't actually explored it yet, but we've got Hero's Landing. Obviously there's something in the middle here, and if we'd found this first we would have had to place Hero's Summit, so probably walk through here and then you walk to the summit. So, but other than that there's nothing. It's just another room, so we don't have to worry about that. Right, so we've placed those 2. We need to do the adventure, so we'll pick it from the back and let's have a read. So, oh, we'll flip that over as well. It's a second action. All part of her action. She's done 2. Adventure. You find a pit of alligators, oh dear, and snakes, oh dear, rolling with bubbling death. You see the unhappiness of the hungry animals as they snap and hiss. Test dexterity. I don't think a dexterity is that good. Her dexterity is 1. That's bad. Is there anything that will help? Yes. We are because she's only got 1. Oh, mind you, she's got a load. She's got a load of audacity now, hasn't she? So we won't use Sir Lawrence. We could use Sir Lawrence. Yeah. Exhaust him, put him on one side. We do get +1 because it's a story check. So that's pretty good. +1 for a story check. Should have had +2 for a knowledge check before. She should have had 8 dice, but she passed it anyway. Forget about that. +1 story check. So we do get +1 because it is a story check. So that'll be 2 dice. We'll spend 1 audacity, so we get 4, 5 and 6 as a success. We only need 1 success, I believe. So she goes down to 4 audacity. Remember, she got +3 from last action. So 2 dice to get a 4, 5 or 6. 2 6s again. Are these dice cocked? Blimey. No, bloody hell, I got 2 6s again though, didn't I? I'll keep rolling it just in case. See, you know, just in case anybody's thinking I've got like thingy dice. But they did roll a lot of double 6s though, didn't they? Let's just keep going. There, see. Ooh, I was worried then. There you see, rubbish now. So there you are, just in case you thought they'd roll double six all the time. Thought I'd better check that out. But we passed, so woohoo, double sixes. Two road men try to sneak up behind you, but you heard them coming. You push them into the reptile pit. Woohoo! It feels good to feed the wildlife. As they vanish, you spot the symbol of Illumis Templars. Looks like they dropped something. Nice. So we gain ourselves another treasure. Coolness. Let's get the treasure deck. And let's whiz it off the top. And we get a hand axe. This is another strength weapon. So strength one hand. Gives you +1 to your combat. During a combat check, you may lose 1 courage to gain +2 combat. You may only perform this once per combat check. Not too good, but we could always sell that to the soulmonger. So we'll keep that, put that there. You're not actually going to use that, but you know, it's better than a slap across the belly with a wet kipper. Unfortunately, we're not finding the special symbols that we need. We've had a look at quite a few rooms and we're not finding jack, so that is unfortunate. But that is it for Heidi's go, and that means we're back to James. And here we are back with James. I must say, I'm enjoying this. Are you? Even though I've been rolling a load of double sixes and been dead jammy, it's what a game. What a nice game. It's just, I just love the pulp aspect of it. I'm having a great time. Even if we have a Bobbin's Tomb phase. It's been a lot of fun. Right, anyway, let's get back to it. We've got James, he's got his final action. So we'll flick that over. What is he going to do? Well, he may as well do a bit of exploring again, I think. Remember, he's got 4 movement. He's got 3 here and he gets +1 for the tomb map. So what he'll do is he'll go... Move it over here. He'll go 1, 2, up there. Going to need a lot more room soon, I think. So he's going to go up there, and we need a level 3 tile. The top one is level 1 and 2, so we can't use that. The next one has got level 3 on it. So here we go, level 3. What's this? Scales of Fate. Ah, finally, we've got one of these. So we've got 2 exits. First thing we've got to do, though, is we've got to do this bit. So first of all, we've got to make a mythos check. And if we fail, we've got to get rid of 1 random treasure item, which will be that flamethrower. It's very nice, that flamethrower, but I'm scared of it going off and putting 5 damage on us. Oh, and we'd have to get rid of a follower as well, a companion. Well, we better not fail then, had we? Right, let's put this down. We'll put it that way up. So, there we go. We will get to the other things. There is a trap. Oh, actually, yeah, let's go through the whole thing. So we've got to do this mythos check, and you know what happens when that happens. Then we've got this, which is, what's that called? Bear with me. It's one of the scenario triggers. I'll go through that. And then the other thing is we've got a trap thing here, up where, you know, you get the story things. We've got a trap, and it's an infinite trap. Now, the good thing about it being an infinite trap is I don't have to put an infinite amount of trap tokens on here, but it will always trigger. That's bad. So, Scales of Fate. So whenever anybody comes in here, like, this must be the actual trap. You wade in the Scales of Fate, so you've got to test your mythos. So that must be it. So we'll do that then. Let's put it down. I think that's how it works. If it doesn't work like that, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so we've got to test mythos. What's his mythos? His mythos is 2. Does he get any help? We're not going to use that. We'll wait till we get something really bad. As I say, I wouldn't mind losing the flamethrower, and the other thing is it does have that scenario trigger which I want, so I'm not going to get rid of it. We'll just try and do it. So it's got a mythos of 2. I don't think anything else helps him. Oh, trap. Yes, Barbarossa's going to help us because it's a trap. So he gets +2 to all trap checks. So, God, how lucky have I been this turn? So that's +2. Sure, that is a trap. Sure, it's a trap. So that's +2, 4. Let's get my dice. I'll pick the other ones, seeing as those double 6 ones went off while I was checking them out. 4 dice, and we need a success. Come on. Damn it, he hasn't got a success. He's going to spend an audacity, and you can re-roll all your dice. So come on, you've got to re-roll them all. A 6. Whew, we got away with that. Costs us an audacity, but you are allowed a re-roll by spending an audacity. You've got to re-roll all your dice, so you can't obviously keep any successes you had on the previous roll. You've got to re-roll the rest, and you've got to keep what you end up with. But that's what we wanted. We wanted a pass. So if we pass, what happens? Whoop. Nothing. We just get away with it. That's cool. That's cool. We didn't want to lose anything. Though there was one thing I did notice, just to reiterate how jammy I've been. While I was looking at that +2 trap checks, you can't actually lose him. So all we'd have lost is the Flamethrower. I'd have chucked the Flamethrower back, but he cannot be lost under any circumstances. I think it's probably because he's a ghost or something. Probably. Anyway, right. Didn't happen. We spent an audacity and we got a success, so that's cool. Oh, let's put him back. Now, this scenario thing. We have got a scenario trigger. So this is what we're looking for on these rooms, scenario triggers, because that means we can find situations where we might get artifacts. However, the first scenario trigger is a bit grim. So let's have a look at it. Here it is, scenario triggered effects. When we get that symbol, which we got, we unleash the curse of the money, the curse of the mummy 1.1. So whenever we get that, we will unleash the curse of the mummy. What we're looking for are these 2 or 3 symbols. Once we get one of those for the first time, we find the Staff of Ra. Second time, we get the Ruby Scarab. Third time, we find the Cowl of Anubis. After that, we start getting misadventures. But unfortunately, we only found a 1, which is bad. We want to find a 2 or a 3 symbol, but we found a 1. So what's the curse of the mummy? So you look down to your detailed scenario. The curse of the mummy shows you what the trigger is. All around the room there are engravings, hieroglyphics and ancient relics from the age of Egyptian empires. They mention Ras Azul Ahamet many times. As you search these histories for clues, you wake something from its deep slumber. Dun dun dun. Its disembodied blue eyes flash in the darkness, and loud maniacal laughter echoes in the depths of your mind. I'll get you, Dorothy, you and your little Toto-doo. Mesmerising you for a moment. You try to resist. You attempt to resist the curse. It's another bloody mythos check. Right, if we pass, we resist the curse. If we fail, you are marked by the ancient curse of Ras Azul, and we gain a Curse of the Tomb effect, status effect. It's a mythos one again. So here we go. We'll keep that 6. We'll get rid of these 3 losers. Pick another die. So we're only going to get 2. And is there anything else we can do? Not really. I should have drawn another. What I should have done is use this. Realise that that was just a single scenario. I wanted 2 or 3. I forgot what the scenario was, like an idiot. So I have made a major mistake. We did have a chance to put that tile back. We should have done, because it's a Curse of the Tomb tile. It's the 2 scenario and 3 scenario symbol that we want. So I did make an error there. But I'm showing you the game, so who cares? Let's see if he gets cursed by the tomb. Come on. A 6. Just knew I was going to pass. So he doesn't get cursed. What happens though, is if anybody goes in that room, I think anybody else apart from James, that is, James not going to go back in because remember that trap is infinite, so we're just going to come straight out of there. But if anybody else goes in there, they will have to do that trap test, and I think they will have to do the Curse of the Tomb as well. So nicely found, James, but I don't think anybody's going to go in there in future. So as you've seen the scenario trigger now. We want a 2 or 3 trigger, not a single trigger. A single trigger will mean we end up doing that horrible Curse of the Mummy test all the time. Right, so that is it for James. He's managed, he's gone on the, what is it, Scales of Fate and passed that, and he's managed to avoid the Curse of the Mummy as well. So brilliant stuff. That is it for his go. That's the end of his adventure phase. Next up is Chris. And here we are with Chris, who's still on the tomb entrance. He's lagging behind everybody else, isn't he? But we've got to get one of these 2 or 3 scenario symbols, so we're going to have to crack on. Right, so his last action, and he's going to have to explore. So he's just going to move 1. Yeah, he's going to move into here, and that means we need a level 1 tile. That's 2 and 3. Here's a level 1 tile. Come on, Chris. We need a 2 or 3 symbol. No, he gets a single symbol. So again, good old like Raz. He's going to be having a good laugh and chuckle down in his wherever he is. And damn it, Catacomb of the Crusades. Oh, we do have a explorer icon. Well, he gets +1 strength. He's going to get +1 strength. Be able to show you this as well. There are little, you know, +1 icons. You know, like impairment and improvement tokens in Eldritch. Well, Secrets of the Lost Tomb's got them. I'll dig one out. They are a bit small, to be honest, but, you know, that's just the way of things. So that's a +1 token. Can you see it there, the little red bicep and the +1? So that puts him up to, let's put it on there, that puts him up to 4 strength. So, you know, not too bad. But we've got to do this bloody test. He hasn't been the luckiest, has he, Chris? So we've lined that up, that's fine. There you go, and he's got to do a mythos test, hasn't he? Let me just check again. I think it's a mythos test. It is. Oh, mythos test. His mythos is 2. Is anything going to help him? Well, Georgios isn't. I don't think the Tommy gun or the pineapple grenade is. He gets +1 to a story. It's not a story, is it? We could discard to re-roll any one roll. What's this on here? Keep the change. Action, discard Tommy gun. No. Gun up. That's not going to help him. So he's just got 2 mythos. But we did get a 6 last time. Let's go for it. In fact, he's going to spend an audacity because he's rolling 2 dice. So he's going to spend an audacity. So a 4, 5 and 6 on this will actually work. 2 6s again. Yeah. Just to show you these aren't things. How am I getting? That is about how many double 6s has Pharaoh? See, look. See, look. It's just me. I'm just looking. It hasn't rolled another double 6. It's just looking. It's rolled it several times there. It didn't do it again. Just works for me. Sorry, everybody, but you saw me re-roll it and re-roll it and re-roll it. I cannot believe how many double 6s I've rolled. So he passed. So we didn't get the Curse of the Tomb, which is good. Right, brilliant. So that is it for Chris. And it's our final person. It is Heidi DuPont. And here we are with Heidi. Okay, right, it's going to be a final action. I must have made I've been that lucky this turn. I must have made a host of errors. There must be loads of things that I've done wrong. Please let me know in the comments. I will try and fix any that I've made, but normally when I'm this lucky, I've made some horrendous errors somewhere, and I probably have. But we've had fun, haven't we? And at least you've seen me roll a couple of double 6s. So if I made a complete Horlicks of the whole turn, At least we've seen some 6s rolled, haven't we? As I say, if I have made an error, please let me know and I'll try and fix it. But normally, when I do this well, I've normally made a right balls up somewhere. Hopefully I haven't, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get on with Heidi. What's Heidi going to do? Well, she's got to search. We have to search. We've got to find, you know, one of these special rooms. That is one thing we're not being lucky at. We're searching loads and loads of rooms, but we're not finding one of these special rooms. So let's see if we can do it with our last action of the adventurers phase. Now, she can move 3. Can she get anywhere in 3? Right, we're going to have to move things around. So let's move that up there. Remember, that is level 3, where James is. So that's not attached to this level yet. Yes, she's going to go 1, 2, 3. We have to keep searching because the nature of this scenario is to find those artifacts. Otherwise, we're in a right pickle. So let's see what she's found. We're still on level 1. The next tile is level 2 only. Another level 2 only. A level 2 and a level 3. A level 1 and a level 2. So what have we got? A misadventure. Mine shaft. This looks bad. With rope, you can get adjacent to Mongol's Hall. Well, Mongol's Hall is the 3rd level, so perhaps you could get down to 3rd level with James. But first of all, we've got to do this bit. Action, we've got to test. Well, we haven't got an action left. So, yeah, if we had an action left, we could test our movement and we could get to the Mongol's Hall. If we fail, obviously you try to clamber down the mine shaft, you don't make it and you lose 2 health. But that'd be for next turn. But I don't think we'll bother. We've already got James on level 3. We don't have a rope anyway, so she'll just stay precariously on here and we'll do the misadventure. Oh, hang on, we've got to make these match up. So it's like that. It's another of those rooms that's only got 1 exit and 1 entrance. So she's on here. Oh, right. So, misadventure. Here we go. That's the adventure side. So we want this side. This room is pitch black. Well, of course it is. It's a mine shaft. You can't see anything around you. It feels and sounds like you're walking on fortune cookies. Uh-oh. Temple of Doom. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Something slimy crawls down your shirt and up your legs and arms. Test audacity, and we need 2 successes. Remember how I said spending all your audacity can cause you a problem because sometimes there are audacity tests? Well, she's got one now. She's still got 4 left, so it was good that we got those 3 audacity for her first action. Bloody hell, I feel like I've been playing this ages, but I'm having a great time. That first action seems so long ago. Right, so we need 2 successes, and she's got 4 audacity. Right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Oh, is it a story check? Yes, it is. It is a story check. I really don't want to fail this. So I would get 5. I would get 5 because we've got to remember Lawrence. Do a roll 5 and hope for 2 successes. What I'm thinking now is I've been more than lucky. For the last few rolls, I've been incredibly lucky. I do not think it's going to carry on. I've got that gut feeling, people, where I'm not going to make it. So Lawrence is going to say, leave it to me. And he is going to solve that for her. So what we've done is we've turned him on his side, and we've automatically passed that story check. We can do this 2 more times. So we'll put him on his side like that, and we have passed. Bugs don't scare you, just brush them off and continue on. You'll have a feeling that, yeah, there it is. You light the torch system for the room, revealing the millions of bugs crawling all over. You realise that nothing is valuable here. You're done looking around this gross place, and she gets an extra courage. So one of those courage that she lost right at the beginning, on the journey to the tomb tile. She gets back. And we'll put it on there. The reason why I was keen, this is going to be, hang on, while they are a bit tight, these. It's probably because it's new. See if we can get it in there. Plus the fact I'm messing around to make it easy to see for you guys. So let's put that in there. Right, so it's on 1. I'll put it in better later. I'll do it later. But she's on 1 courage. Yes, another reason why you Lawrence there is because it's a misadventure. If you fail on misadventures, it's normally bad. I'm not reading what it is because I don't want to spoil it. But if any of you guys want to read it, there it is. But whatever it is, I didn't fancy it. So not in a room full of bugs. So it's probably something horrendous. So let's use Sir Lawrence. He scared the bugs off. And that is it for the adventure phase, because that is it for Heidi DuPont. The only bad thing about the whole of that phase was we didn't find one of those special rooms with the 2 scenario or 3 scenario symbol on it. So we still haven't found an artifact, which is bad. Right, let's get onto the tomb phase and see what that's got in store for us. And here we are at the tomb phase. I've brought the journey to the tomb tile back in so we can see it. Again, this is our first level. That was the tomb entrance. These are all the rooms that we've looked at. And that is level 3. Thanks to Poseidon sending James down there on a wave. He surfed it, baby. Okay, right. So, tomb phase. First thing we need is a tomb card. So, here we go. And we'll give him another shuffle. Let's give him another shuffle. I've been so lucky this turn. Let's make sure it's randomised. And a cut. And we've got another red one. Damn! Nowhere to run. 1 tomb effect. Do not gain courage this turn. Oh, I better check that one. Was there anything that happened? Oh, that was just take double damage, so from last tomb phase, but we're alright. But this turn, we cannot gain any courage. Move creatures. There's 1 creature to move. That's this boy. Oh! And he moves onto the trap. What a shame. Now, if I couldn't place that trap, obviously we'll put him back. But I think you can place another trap. He used another action to do it. So, you know, it's not like you do it for free. It does cost you an action. So, this trap triggers. This is a normal monster. So, boom! He's dead. So, we'll discard him there. Yay! And we've still got 3 traps for the silverback. So that's good. I love it when a plan comes together. Creature combat. Well, there's no creatures left. Spawn creatures. Right. So, level 3. We're on level 3. We've got level 3, but fortunately, nothing there. Again, we've been a bit lucky. If we had level 2 out, which we haven't, we'd be in a bit of a pickle. But level 1, we do get an elite creature. Now, we can pick where it goes. This is a red room, so that spawns creatures. And I think that's the only place it can go. That is the only red room. So it's got to go on the Corsair's cache. Now, we've been in there. We didn't find rock all. But whatever comes out there is obviously going to start looking for us. So we need the relevant monster deck. And here it is. But again, what we'll do, we'll just get rid of that. So we can give a shuffle. We'll have a shuffle. And then we will cut and draw off the bottom. Nothing good's going to come out of here. So do that. And what comes off the bottom? The Unnameable Lich. Ugh. Well, I suppose it's pretty thematic. So what happens? Oh, it could be jinxed. So that's horrendous. And I think that is on a critical hit. It will jinx you. So it's got 3 movement, 3 courage. You'll lose 3 courage as soon as you bump into it, and who wouldn't look at it? and 5 combat. Well, at least it's got no armour. 7 health. Oh, it's not too bad, it's quite tough. You need a 1 to evade it, and you will get 4 soul shards if you manage to defeat it. This looks like something for Chris's Tommy gun to me. So let's put that there. Put that back. Where was I keeping him? I was keeping him there. Let's put him on a little stand. We'll put him on a red stand because he's a red monster. He's an elite. So he's ended up in there. Oof. Nasty creature. We spawn creatures. Right, it's now the upkeep phase. Again, I'll check all the items and whatnot, but we haven't actually fired any weapons or anything like that, so I think we're okay. But just bear with me a second. Hello, we do have something to check on. Heidi had Fearless, if you recall. And during upkeep, we've got to roll a die. On a 1, we discard it. We could do with keeping it. So, come on. Let's roll a 6, baby. Anything but a 1. Ooh, move it up there so we can see it. Come on. That's another 6. Fantastic. Okay, right, there we go. So we've still got this. Put that back on her player area. That is it for upkeep. Search. So all them search tokens get rotated. They're all red. So I'll just do that now. They are all rotated now. And last thing I think is the comet track. Yeah, +1. So that is going to go up to 2. I hope if we get a green card, perhaps the comet sometimes the comet track won't go up. But I haven't gone through this deck, so I don't know. Right, I'll keep this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stand this up. The reason for that is just to remind me that we've got an effect that goes all through the next... Oh no, it's just for the tomb phase. Forget that. It does say just for the tomb phase, so I can discard it. We'll put all these back. And that is it for turn 2. And that was horrendously long because I've been yabbering on like normal. And I've been rolling stuff just to prove that I don't get double 6s all the time. Although I did get... I must have rolled about 7 or 8. Right, anyway, yes, a very successful turn, apart from the fact we didn't find one of those special rooms, so we haven't found any of the artifacts. Other than that, we've been considerably jammy. We've managed to get onto the 3rd level. We've searched a load of rooms. We've got some stuff. We've got a flamethrower. We've got Fearless. We got all sorts of, like, twaddle. We saved a load of traps. We got out of a load of traps. We got out of a load of tests. We did brilliantly. I don't think that'll carry on. We managed to kill the Quest Anaconda by using a trap, so long as I was able to place that trap correctly. I think I was. Only flies in the ointment. We didn't find an artifact, and we've got this nasty lich that has arrived. And oh, we've got a roll on the journey to the tomb tile as well. We should have done it in upkeep. I do apologise. But again, a 1, 2 or 3, we'll get another monster out. A 2, we get another monster. Damn it! Which is it going on? Oop. We need a low number. A 4. Well, I won't even bother pulling it out. Oh, I suppose I've got to pull it out to discard it, haven't I? Yes, so this is the deck that we use. So, but it is going to get immediately killed because it goes onto the trap that we placed in the first turn. But let's see what it was. It was another Quest Anaconda. So it's not looking very good for the snakes. So it was looking for its friend, and it suffered the same fate. We are devastated. Righto. But it does mean we've only got 2 trap tokens left. So if that carries on, obviously we're going to have no trap tokens left for when the comic track gets up to 5 and that silverback gorilla comes out. But, you know, at least we're not getting a load of monsters following us into the tomb for the time being. Right, so now we have done the tomb phase, and that is it for turn 1. As I say, quite a successful turn. No artifact. Got a horrible monster, but other than that, we're doing brilliant. Let's keep rolling 6s, baby. Okay, so yes, that's it for turn 1. Stop yabbering, this is going to be about an hour and a half long. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a thoroughly great time. So probably why I was chatting so much. But yes, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So as I say though, I have a feeling I've probably made a load of errors there. That normally happens, and I only get very giddy, miss obvious stuff, and I've probably done it. So I've probably made a host of horrendous errors. I hope it hasn't spoiled it for you. If I have, as I said, I had a great time. I hope you had a few laughs. At least enjoyed the rolling. The rolling was worth the price of admission alone, wasn't it? So yes, had a great time. If I have made any errors, please let me know. I will try and fix them. But please remember, this is a blind playthrough, so, you know, I'm bound to make a few errors. So please forgive me. Anyway, let's get on with it. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the views. And thank you for all the help and support that you give. It is so much appreciated. I can't tell you. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. We're still 11th. Can't believe it. And thank you to everybody on Board Game Geek who has liked the videos or commented on them. Thank you very much. Okay, so I hope I will see you for turn 3. Where we will carry on exploring the secrets of the lost tomb, and hopefully we might find an artifact next turn. But also hopefully we'll carry on rolling double 6s. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, so thanks very much. I'll see you next time. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.